Good morning, and welcome to Summergeddon 2026 in gloomy Springfield, Missouri. My name is Brett Zeiler, and I'm joined by
Tyler Baker.
and we will be your hosts for most, if not all, of the day. We are starting round one of what I hear, although I've not heard 100% confirmation, the largest team event in the U.S. and the second largest only behind the World Championship. Does that sound correct?
That sounds correct to me. We've got 112 players out here today.
Wonderful. Team for game one, we are getting started with Tyler Jenkins, who's playing Soulblight Gravelords, and Steaphan playing Idoneth Deepkin.
Yeah, it should be pretty exciting. You've got Soulblight that has a lot of movement, shenanigans, and Idoneth is just fast. So both of these teams could easily be on both sides of the board in a heartbeat.
Absolutely. And the battle round we're playing for round one of this 5-round tournament is Surge of Slaughter. Do you want to do a high-level description of it for anyone that doesn't happen to have their cards in front of them?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we've got here is we've got 5 objectives out there on the board. Pretty standard half table deployment. And what will happen here on this one is the twist is if you're the underdog, you can use Defense of the Realms ability, which once per battle round, that'll allow that player to pick a pair of objectives to be their target, and for the rest of the battle round, they'll add 1 to the Ren characteristic of friendly units, melee weapons, while they're contesting either of those target objectives. With on top of it, you got the standard scoring of just score 5 victory points if you control 1 objective, 3 if you control any pairs of objectives, and 2 victory points if you control more objectives than your opponent.
Excellent. And it looks like they have set up the terrain. Worth noting is each deployment zone does have 1 place of power. It's the just off center of the deployments. Looks like our players are currently going over discussions, army discussions before they begin their deployment. See a lot of eels, so I'm feeling this Idoneth player is going to be all over the place.
I think they have, base 16-inch move? Is that what it is?
That sounds right. Looks like pretty much everything. So I see a couple, I assume those are foot heroes. I can't quite tell from this distance. So those will be the slow parts of the army, although I believe their base movement is still 7, so not slow compared to a lot of armies, but slow compared to the rest of the army for sure. While we wait for them to begin their deployment in earnest, I just want to shout out a couple of our sponsors. Metagames Unlimited, local store here in Springfield, Missouri. My home store, my original store. Great stuff. If anyone's ever down in the Southwest Missouri area and you are a gamer, I would certainly recommend checking them out. We also have Battle Foam, makers of some of the probably more famous carry cases. And Gray Matter Games, who I believe provided this game mat along with several others that are around the tournament today. I wasn't prepared for that. All right. Looks like the Soulblight player is going pretty vampire heavy. I see a lot of Blood Knights, although I believe that unit that's down on the board right now are the Black Knights. They have their name changed with the new tome. I'm not a huge Soulblight guy. Barrow Knights, maybe? Something like that.
I think that's right.
They used to be Black Knights for sure.
Yeah. Let's see.
But I
a couple
do
monsters in the mix there as well.
All right. Looks like we are Idoneth is setting up his boats. Probably trying to control some charge lanes would be my guess. One of the biggest advantages of the Idoneth boats being in two decently sized pieces is that you can use it to gum up the works pretty well.
Now, I can't remember, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is it the Blood Knights specifically that have the ability to retreat as if they have flying? Is that right?
Oh, I believe that is the case.
So that's something to watch out for. They'll be able to do some maneuvering around the ship, but still, you can block charge lanes with it. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And also worth noting on that mark is that all those eels will also be flying just all the time, so most of the terrain will not be bothering them.
I'd say, depending upon how aggressive they want to be, we could see a whole lot of action at the very top of round one.
Yeah, especially if Idoneth wants it, there's not much can be done to stop it.
That's true. Very true.
All right. While we keep waiting for the setup and game to begin, worth noting the battle tactics for both players. Both players are using Master the Paths. Those battle tact options being, you can for one of them, you complete this battle tact at the end of your turn if an enemy hero has been destroyed this battle. You complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if there are more friendly units in neutral territory than enemy units. And then you complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if at least 3 different friendly units are each wholly within 9 inches of a different corner of the battlefield, and only one of those corners is wholly within friendly territory. So that should probably be pretty easy for both, as fast as they're going to be.
Absolutely. All right. And then for Steaphan here with the Idoneth Deepkin, his second battle tactic is Scouting Force. So he'll have to complete that tactic by turn 3 if he's got more friendly scouting units wholly outside friendly territory, followed up by I lost it, sorry. He's got to control 3 or more objectives or terrain features in any combination. They're being contested by friendly scouting units at the start of the turn. And then the last final one for him is going to be at the end of his turn, if a friendly scouting unit that was not set up this turn contests a terrain feature that you control that is wholly within enemy territory and that is more than 6 inches away from friendly territory. So just more board control.
And then Tyler on Soulblight, his second battle tactic is Restless Energy. So achieve those tactics. The requirements are you complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if you control an objective that was controlled by your opponent at the start of your turn. The second, you complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if you control every objective within enemy territory. And then you complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if you control every objective on the battlefield. So easier on a 5-objective map than some of the others that have more, but that's still a lot of board to cover. Also worth noting, it looks like we do have some sharks down on the board. So that shooting into monsters especially, I think, is going to be pretty risky. So we will see if they can really leverage that into the Soulblight player. So I believe that is the first official drop for Idoneth is the 4 sharks, and then the foot hero down clipping that bottom objective in the Idoneth home territory. Additionally, for anyone watching, feel free to get in chat with any comments, questions. We will do our darndest to answer them to the best of our abilities. I will also note that the players are not currently mic'd up, so we do not have a direct line of communication to them. We're not sitting very far away, so we can kind of hear. Hopefully starting round 2 and beyond, we will be able to get that done. So we'll be able to have a little more accurate live commentary. Hearing audio is pretty low. Let's fiddle with that a little bit.
Can you hear us a little bit better now?
Yes, is this any better for audio?
No change. Well, standard practice for first day of a tournament.
Yes, we are currently self-producing. The person that would have been producing got sucked into covering for a player that was out. So we are kind of learning as we go. We will do our best. How's this? Is this any better?
I can hear you loud and clear. Hopefully everybody else can.
Perfect. Apologies for those technical difficulties.
I'd say if that's the worst thing that happens to us today, we're going to be all right.
I think that's a very true statement. All right, yeah, looks like we have a drop. So we're going into, I believe, the second drop for Idoneth. We have some Vargeist and 2 Vingorian Lords, it looks like, that are down for Soulblight.
My guess is the Sharks are probably going to be trying to pick those 2 guys out of the lineup.
I think that's probably pretty likely. And I believe that is Radikar the Beast that we see down now. Another pretty big beat stick. I feel like both these armies are going to be pretty fast and pretty hard hitting. So it wouldn't shock me if we see some, like you said earlier, some early action and some early brutal action at that.
I think not even just Idoneth being able to control it off the top of 1, but for Soulblight also trying to avoid the tide changes for Idoneth. Seeing how he tries to manage that, I could see him being super aggressive out the gate.
Agreed. Looks like some fell bats, not a threat compared to everything else that's on the board, but very, very, very fast, able to sneak around, steal some objectives, maybe do a little screen work as need be.
Oh, they're a perfect utility unit, and it's one of those where you have an extra, 80 to 100 points. You find a way to throw something in there like that.
Yep. Always good when your army can have that, especially one that can fill roles as well as they can. Yep. As a primary Nurgle player, I would kill for a unit around that point that fast.
Last GHB, I had bare minimum 18 Furies in my list,
Woo.
and they were amazing. They're not killing anything, but they were everywhere you want them to be. They're American Express. I'm Tyler.
Yes, I am, again, Brett Zeiler. I did casting last year at the 2025 Summergeddon Super Squad Series, and Don has me back. He's putting together a crew, and I joined up.
So I believe they're all down now. There's just a little bit of discussion about army lists between the players.
Yes. Being very gentlemanly gamers, trying to make sure you're explaining all of your army stuff. Nobody likes gotchas in the game.
No.
So always a healthy way to play. Although, unfortunately, my ADHD makes these conversations, while good, not something that sticks with me over the course of an entire game.
No, I couldn't agree more, and I'm definitely one who, once you get into conversation, it gets derailed quickly, and you go on tangents on top. So,
absolutely. But yes, it looks like we should be seeing some dice rolled soon. And I do see other tables have started as well around us, so this should be getting started, I assume, pretty quickly.
Yeah, the rest of the hall looks like it's a lot of dice are already down on the table going. A lot of tape measures out.
Yes. I would also like to point out that this event run by Don Trice, Springfield local, who I assume most AoS players in the country know by name, if not reputation, has organized this event. He is the head honcho and has put this together. We mentioned earlier we have 14 8-man teams for Age of Sigmar, which is what our focus is going to be on today. But I also want to bring up the fact that there are 2 other games that are currently being played in the hall, not with that number of players, but we have some Marvel Crisis Protocol, as well as some Blood Bowl. We were going to have Kill Team, but I hear they had some illnesses last minute and had to pull out. So looking at this Ford, if you were Tyler, what are you the most concerned about facing down against this Idoneth player?
For me, it's going to be the tide change on, what is it, turn 2, where they attack first, regardless of top or bottom of round. The eels going in with that initial shock damage that it has, and then being able to fight first. I think it's going to be tough, even with a solid defensive army like Soulblight, which is why I think they're probably going to want to take the fight to him.
All right, and we had a handshake, and I believe we are off to the races. So we have Tyler with the initiative. And I will again apologize. The players are not mic'd up for us to hear. So we are doing our best to hear what they're saying over the crowd noise. So hero phases might get a little chaotic.
First manifestation on stream. Here we go.
Yes, and that is one of the Soulblight manifestations, I believe.
I believe so. Army specific.
Trying to zone out where it's going to be going. Ah, yes, because Soulblight can summon their manifestations off of their little, the Nexi, I believe.
Yes.
Makes them, for anyone at all familiar with War Machine, one of my earliest minis games that I played, similar to the arc node mechanic off that, so that the caster can be not near the action and cast through something else.
Yeah, I believe it's the grave sites actually.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Nope,
Okay.
nope, you're fine. Yeah, they have three grave
Yes.
sites, I think.
Well, it's the little buildings. They
Yeah.
share it with Nighthaunt. Shares the same terrain piece. Obviously, they do different things, but the model itself is shared. And apologies, our dice tray has been nudged. So we're gonna. Oh, there it is. We are back. Having some more technical difficulties. Our dice cam seems to be jumping in and out of existence. Apologies while we attempt to get this resolved. For anyone watching, can you confirm if the dice cam is kind of jumping in and out of existence? On our end, it appears to be.
And it looks like we've got a lot of forward movement for our Soulblight team.
Yes, not shocking.
No, and they're pretty tanky units. I don't know how much of, full frontal attack from Idoneth they could take, but they may be trying to get some long bomb charges in there, pin them back as much as they can.
Yeah, the unit of Barrow Knights holding the middle is going to be fairly resilient. They are.
Yeah.
They seem to like jump in and jump out. If you wait a minute, it'll. Our tech guy is on hand to fiddle with that dice cam. So hopefully we can get that resolved.
Perfect. Looks like in true IT fashion, we just had to unplug it and plug it back in.
I had this running all yesterday, and I never did that. Alright, well, if it still happens, then I'll probably just swap out the HDMI cable.
All right. Video issues hopefully averted. If anyone notices it happening more throughout the day, let us know in chat in case we miss it. Looks like we have a gift dice. Always a fun thing. I enjoy it. When I was traveling around more often, I enjoyed collecting dice from people from all over the country whenever I was at big events like this.
Oh, absolutely. And I know my team out of Minnesota, Icy Dice, we make it a point to hand out ours as well.
Absolutely. All right. Looks like that big spooky hand has charged that terrain piece. And it seems like the Vargeis are trying to go in as well. And they do make it. I do have a feeling those are going to be the only charges we see. Maybe those Blood Knights on the
I can see the
left-hand side might try to go in on that other boat.
Yep, I could see him trying to hit the boat and end up tagging the shark in the process.
Yeah.
Just sneak in there with some cheeky piling moves.
And worst case scenario, get some extra bodies on the objective.
Do we have a command point being spent there on that
looks
one?
Looks like we re-rolled that charge.
Oh, there it is.
Tyler was not happy enough. I have a feeling it was going to be enough maybe to make it into the boat, but probably not enough to pile into the shark.
Yep.
But with that 11, that's going to be plenty to go most anywhere he feels like.
Now he doesn't even have to get creative when he piles in. He's
correct.
Where he's got to be. This also creates a lot of pressure on that one side of the board that Steaphan's going to have to respond to.
Yep.
While still trying to support the other edge of the table, so he's gonna have to make some pretty tough decisions soon.
Agreed. He does have a lot of eels hanging out back there, but he is being threatened on both flanks, and then a pretty hefty army sitting in the middle, being backed up by maybe even his hardest hitting pieces in the Vengorian Lords and Radikar. All right, Tyler is making his attack with his Blood Knights, putting everything into that shark, wanting to remove that threat off the board as soon as possible.
I think that's a wise decision.
Yep, it's all threes. Wounding on twos. Looks like 2, 4, 7, 9.
All right. I believe the shark is going to be saving on 4s. And we have our first casualty as that shark is picked up.
Tyler's got to be feeling pretty good about that now that he doesn't have to worry about that power projection with the shooting units into his heroes, monster heroes in the back. Now we're working on that pillow fight over there against the boat, right?
Yes, this exciting combat of a bunch of stuff hitting a inanimate object.
Yeah. I always like to get in fights with things that don't hit back. Makes
That
it
is
easier.
the best way to win.
I'm all about efficiency.
These are hitting on 4s, but great 2 hits. And then I buy back 4 more. They'll be wounding on 2s because of the charge.
Let's see if these Vargeists can finish off the boat. I believe the hand got, I think I heard 2 damage in.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, Ren 1.
Hey, every little bit helps.
It does.
Okay, yeah, these 2 damage each. Yeah.
And that half of the boat is also picked up. Yeah, that was a lot of 2 damage attacks on both sides of the board, the Blood Knights as well as the Vargeists, so not terribly shocking. While Idoneth is pretty well known for being fast and hard hitting, outside of the Turtle, not the toughest army in the world. If you can get in and hit them before they can hit you, it's not difficult to remove units.
You know, I know it's a marathon, not a sprint, but, you know, starts off pretty aggressive and it seems solid, but the Idoneth's counterattack is something to definitely to look out for.
Yes, and it looks like Steaphan is measuring out some deep strike ranges. Oh, is he playing? There's a sub-faction that can res sharks, I think, and that might be what he's playing, because I see him with a shark in his hand.
I believe you're correct. So it does look like he failed the roll for the res.
No, there's a shark down there.
Okay, he did put one down. Okay.
Yeah, the very top corner from viewers' perspectives.
Oh, hiding behind the graveside. Oh.
So yes, it does look like Steaphan is playing the Deep Sea Stalkers. Sorry, the Ether Sea Predators. They do have a command to set up a destroyed shark if a friendly or enemy unit was destroyed. That's at the end of any turn.
Oh wow!
It does have to be within 9 inches of a battle edge, and the normal 9 inches from enemy units. And he's teleporting a second shark. Idoneth showing off how maneuverable they can be.
Yeah, as if the base movement speed wasn't enough.
Yeah. Your 14-inch movement, it's a little too slow sometimes, so you might as well just teleport across the entire board.
And she hurts herself. Okay, so 1 ward.
Looks like Steaphan's measuring out, checking on some distances as he starts his movement phase here.
Yes. You think those eels are going to go under those Baronites? Doing some threat assessment, figuring out what he wants to at least attempt to remove, if not fully remove.
Oh, absolutely. And the eels have enough punch, like we talked about. They're some of the few units, one of the hammer units they have, just like every army does, that could actually pull those knights off there.
Yeah. And if it goes after the Vargeist, that's even easier. The Vargeist are not nearly as survivable as the Baronites or even the Blood Knights. Blood Knights at least have pretty good armor.
Blood Knights are going to be the ones that'll be the hardest to remove, even though there's just 5 of them. They're the elites of the elite. Do you know if the Vargeist are on a 5 or 6 up save?
Off the top of my head, I do not. I want to say 5. But that might just be me remembering 3rd edition Vargeist, the last time I played them personally. But luckily, we have the technology to answer that question.
Steaphan's moving on up with those eels, making sure he only needs a 3-inch charge here. He's also brought one of his sharks up as well to threaten that point.
Looks like Steaphan has elected to try to remove that anvil in the middle.
Yeah, it's pretty much a full send right now. Leaving room for other units, getting as many as he can.
He's full committing over there.
It's kind of a tough situation because you don't want to overcommit, but at the same time, if he's not able to clear that unit fully, he's going to end up with a lot of issues. So I think a better safe than sorry situation.
On the plus side, there's going to be some pretty easy charges.
You'd like to think that.
That's true.
I've filled plenty of 3-inch charges. That's why I'm back here and not out on the table.
Yeah, absolutely. 3-inch reroll. I've even failed a couple 3-inch rerolls.
It's pretty demoralizing, but it will happen. See Steaphan daisy chaining his eels so that he's in combat but still protecting that point, his home objective there. All right, guys. Brett has to step away here. He had something come up.
No redeploys. Okay, so go to shooting. My least favorite phase.
All right, looks like we're now easing into the shooting phase here.
She equals all the red. Okay.
Let's go ahead then in that case. Let's go this shark first.
Yeah.
Confirming all those distances there for him.
There. All right. 2 shots. These are 3s, 2s. Cool.
All right, 2 shots on 3s and 2s from the Shark into that unit of Knights.
2 -1s.
All right, so 5s.
Looks like 2 got through.
Roll that because it's cocked. Nope.
3 apiece, so 6.
All right.
Ooh, 6 damage right off the rip.
And I'm just going to set it dice for them for the moment.
Yeah.
Because I'm dealing them damage, I can make them a 1d6.
Gotcha. All right, 5 up ward.
Hey, there you go.
Ward 2, 3 of it, so I lose a horse.
Okay.
3 of those ward saves coming in for Tyler. Huge there. Ends up only losing 1 model out of that group.
Let's get back to stuff.
All right, she will all out defense.
And is that your last?
Yeah, I have one more.
What's going on, Don?
Is this thing on? It sounds like it is.
Yeah.
Tyler, so Brett had to leave, family emergency.
Yep.
What we're going to do is Sean, Mr. Kehoe over here,
I think that'll work out just fine, yeah.
he's gonna jump in and out with you because
Yeah.
he's helped me TO. But
Heck yeah.
this way you're not by yourself all day and hanging out by yourself. And
I do get lonely pretty easy, so I appreciate that.
you are pretty needy. I noticed that about you, brother. But yeah, we might have some guest people come in too occasionally and kind of jump in too. We just want to make sure that you're taken care of and that we're doing everything we need to do. And yeah, hello everybody. Don, you can't see me.
There he is. The man, the myth, the legend.
Something like that. Something like that. All right, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
How's it going, Sean? Long time no see.
Howdy. How's everyone doing? What do we got here?
So right now we have Soulblight versus Idoneth.
Wow.
Tyler here with the Soulblight had the top of turn 1, came in pretty aggressive. And now we're watching Steaphan's turn 1, the counterattack. So we're still in the middle of the shooting phase.
Right.
Looks like the main focus is all those eels on the knights there in the center.
Do we know what he's shooting with?
Right now, I'm not sure which unit. He had shot originally with a couple sharks, and I think each one took off a total of 2 after both sharks had shot.
Wow, a boxcar save.
Let's see. This is last group of eels shooting now, I think. Yeah, unfortunately, Sean, we don't have the players mic'd up for this first round.
That's right.
So, little difficult to get some of the information.
Right, yeah.
Kind of winging it the best we can.
That's a good point. It looks like he's going really aggressive on this center objective with just about, I don't want to say every Idoneth unit, but it looks to be almost his full force going on this center unit, trying to clear out what appears to be a unit of Barrow Whites.
That'd be it.
I think you're up to speed now.
Yeah.
Steaphan is running the sub-faction of Idoneth, where he's able to bring back Shark and teleport.
That's pretty good. That's a great one.
Which we've seen immediately.
Right.
Basically, Blood Knights came in pretty heavy, took out one of the Sharks, and it was turned into just a free teleport for him.
Right. Oh, yeah, I see it now, sitting on the home objective of that Soulblight player.
There's actually 2 of them back there. So there's one by that graveyard, right under Steaphan's score on the screen there, kind of hidden.
Right.
And then there's also one on that home one.
Yeah, very sneaky. Looks like he's making all these charges no problem.
They were all 3-inch charges,
Yeah.
and he's rolling quite well on top of it. So he can go wherever he wants to.
Looks like it's just debating on what to charge next.
All right. Trying to get some blood in the water, get that Shark in the mix.
Looks like it was just shy. And he's a 7, rolled a 6.
I think right now he's debating on re-rolling that, looks like.
Looks like he failed the reduce attacks ability. And looks like he's popping off a few other abilities from the Idoneth side.
And on the Barrow Knights, they have a 5-up ward against the charge, is that correct?
So as long as they are within combat range of the White Lord on Steed or White King on Steed, they both are granted a 5-up ward save.
Okay.
So they are quite sturdy, and on top of that, at the end of the turn, if they're still up at the end of this, they will return to 1 whole model just for free.
Yep.
So, but I think both the units of eels may be enough to punch through this unit.
No, absolutely. Right before you came over, Brett and I were discussing the fact that you kind of have to full commit on a unit like that, because if they're not gone, they're just coming back.
Right. Looks like Steven's activating with one of the units of eels, or are these the shock? These are actually the shocks
right?
from the
Yep.
eels, actually. Yeah.
Maybe not on the shock attacks. Maybe that was the weapons there. Tyler's been rolling those wards really well.
Right. Yeah, those wards can be really crazy because one or two spikes on a big dice pool, and you just tank up so much damage.
Absolutely. And the attacks just keep coming.
Yeah.
I love seeing a game like this personally. Everything I play, I like to be in on top of one if I get the chance. So
Yeah.
I don't have patience.
Right. It's always good to see the action quick. It looks like these wards, these armors and wards are pretty consistent for Tyler here.
I mean, that's the name of the game, right? Just rolls
Right.
5s and 6s.
Yeah.
What could go wrong? All right, so now we're seeing the first swing back.
Yeah. Looks like he's going in with the White Lord on Steed to activate that fight in tandem. He's going to get both the White Lord and the Barrow Knights both in combat swinging at the same time right now.
Two at ring one. His horse hits one and wounds one, no ring.
Wards on wards on wards.
Oh, yeah. So after this combat, assuming the second unit of Eels is able to polish off the Knights, which it's looking a little grim now that there's the first unit has swung in and there's still 5 Knights remaining. I think they only lifted maybe 2 or 3 total out of the bunch, and they put a few wounds on the Lord, of course, but it's looking like those Barrow Knights might hold through this.
It's a scary unit. It's tough to get through. There's still a chance, though.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure how much is in this death ball we're looking at in front of us, but I think
I want to say there's 2 units of 6.
Not sure.
And then another unit of 3.
Ah, I see.
I mean, he's committing
Right.
about 45% of his army to it. I think he was measuring there. Steaphan was measuring there to see if he could pull in Radikar, possibly.
Right. Yeah, so I'm not sure if we've already passed this phase, but Radikar has an ability where I think it's a charge phase ability for next turn, but he gets a free D6 move essentially that can take himself into combat range. So the key there is to keep him outside of 9 inches at all times, just so he doesn't spike that 6 and tag you in combat and start beating you.
I'm not definitely beat stick.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's pretty scary. Waiting behind the Knights is just these 3 big monster beat stick things that are ready to tear things apart. And then to the immediate left of the Eels is just that unit of Blood Knights as well.
Ward 1, start take 2.
Looks like Steaphan's rolling a little bit better this go round with this unit. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon.
The averages come around.
Save 2.
Gosh.
Ward 2, take 2, that kills another horse.
Wow.
5s and 6s. That's all you got to do.
That unit also only killing 2 horses.
He's got 3 of them left there in the center still.
I think he's got 3 left to activate, which can't be touched until they activate, of course, because he's already swung everything in the center. But hopefully they can, get some spikes going, and it might be too much to ask for them to lift all 3 horses, but maybe they can lift 2 themselves, maybe even 1. These Blood Knights probably shouldn't have a problem breaking this terrain feature they're fighting against.
No, top of 1. He just cleared out the shark that was right there. Use the boat to help out the charge, but he rolled an 11 anyway, so
he didn't need it.
Nope, just straight in. Now they're sitting there doing whatever they want to do next turn, and that is a pretty scary proposition.
Yeah, it's very scary. Unless Steaphan decides to take a double here, which would be pretty. It might be ambitious, but I can see a lot of good targets for him. The only issue is he's stuck in the middle, but I'm not sure if Idoneth has some retreat and charge tech that I'm just not thinking about right now.
Possibly within the tide mechanic,
right?
But Idoneth is one of those armies that see him around, but I've only ever played him once.
Right.
And even then, that was a long time ago. Looks like we had some shark attacks up there on the grave site.
I think it looks like he's going for a power through. Did a couple wounds and is repositioning to this more towards the deployment zone of Tyler. Yeah, it looks like he's just repositioning, gearing up for that next turn to pounce on whatever he wants. Or forcing Tyler to come back and deal with this unit that's now in his back line.
He's got a lot of killy heroes back there, but they can't withstand a ton of damage.
Right. Yeah, while the Soulblight heroes are scary in combat, they're usually only like 10, 11, or 12 wounds total, so you can just dice them down if you have enough volume of attacks. Looks like he's scoring at the end of turn here. Looks like he might have scored scouting, and I'm not sure their tactics. Scouting and Master of the Path for Steaphan here. He could be, I'm not sure he got Master of the Path yet, but scouting, I think he definitely has scouting. He has 1, 2, 3 up there. Yeah, definitely up in midfield. Assuming the deployment. I'm not sure who's crossed the line. I won't worry about it. See, there's that Redokar rampage where he can just move.
Once per game ability.
Ooh.
Here. And there's that recursion we were talking about.
Yeah, it looks like Tyler won the roll-off here. He used that re-roll from his having more regiments to roll that 6 into the crucial priority roll here. So now he's being able to swing it back into his favor, so he can actually have a turn to react to what's just happened. And
Yeah, it's been tough to stomach a double turn.
Absolutely. But it looks like he's going to be able to recur those barrow knights back up. They're already, I think they're up to 4 or 5 models already.
Yep, they had one at the end of the turn, and they got another one just now. Back up to 5.
Does go off on a 11. This is coming from. We'll try it. We got an 11. Alright. So she's gonna get 3 extra attacks on the
So it's 3 extra attacks. Which unit was he putting that
So
on?
Laukovai has a spell. She's targeted the other. So one of the Vengos is Laukovai, and the other one targets the opposite, right?
Okay.
And then the spell gives you plus D3 attacks onto your companion weapons, I believe, or one of your something like that. It gives a plus attacks to your profile.
Yep.
And he rolled that maximum plus 3 attacks. So the Gordran's Talons are pretty brutal. Assuming he's got all the right synergies, he's going to be rocking in with 6 attacks, 3s, 2s, Ren 3 for 3 damage on that one in particular. And then supported by Laukovai is just doubling up on that damage, essentially.
Well, sounds like they'll be eating sushi here shortly.
Right. Looks like Steaphan is just advancing the tides, getting another point of Ren or something, or he's ignoring a point of Ren, I believe.
Yeah.
Looks like he's deciding to leave the hand out, the hand of Nagash. He was debating a banish there, but he decided against it. Or a magical intervention to then banish, rather. And it looks like Tyler's going to come back with these Vargeist. So these are very quick, they're very heavy hitting in a reinforced squad because you just get so many dice to roll, and then the crit 2 hits start taking over. You spike a bunch of 6s, and then they just start getting out of control. And they're such a good utility piece when there's not much to fight either.
I think that's kind of the theme of both armies is movement and offense. Now with that beefed up hero heading back to deal with one of the sharks. Sean, what's your take on this? So with Steaphan being able to teleport sharks around like he can, is it one of those where you almost try to ignore them, or do you put them down and just let them float around as they need to?
So in my experience playing against Idoneth and their shark lists, a lot of people like to ignore the sharks, but it depends what you are playing personally into it, I feel. If you have tools to deal with the sharks, they are good to deal with because ultimately they're going to start scoring points regardless of what you do. And it's hard to shut that off. And if you don't have enough bodies to cover off and block off where they can teleport, They can get into places where you don't. They don't do too much damage, but they will they'll outperform like minimum crappy chaff stuff to hold objectives. So there's some stuff to worry about. They usually you can like break them or destroy them and then zone out the places you don't want them to stand properly. And then it's just a matter of if they smack a 9-inch charge into you. But it is good. I feel Idoneth is kind of limited in their aspects of scoring, so they kind of require the shark mechanic to just get them a set amount of points every game.
And it seems like that was always the rap that Idoneth had, is if you did catch them, there's no recursion, they don't have a lot of defense.
Right.
So this now kind of gives them a new dynamic to their play style that a lot of other armies have utilized and done really well with. Sylvaneth has always done leaned on that heavy more than anybody.
It looks like Tyler is just closing in the box here on Steaphan. We'll see if it works out as planned. I mean, it looks good from here, but he's got to make his charges and then he's got to hit those to hit rolls. Most of his Vargeist are hitting on 4s to hit, so kind of swingy here and there. And then depending on how sturdy those eels are, I know they have a big wound pool and they can take at least one hit before they are in the danger zone. So if they're able to get out of this, then I think Steaphan will be in a good spot.
It's going to be a lot like what we just watched at the bottom of one. If he can clear them, Tyler will be okay. If he can't, it could go sideways very quickly. Very same, but different.
Right. Looks like a 1-inch redeploy, unfortunately. I'm not sure if that was detrimental to his plans, but a 1-inch redeploy is usually never a good thing.
Yeah. I'm very excited to see where Tyler decides goes with those Blood Knights.
Right. Yeah, there's just so many options. He's got a couple heroes in that pocket there, and then just the minimum squads of eels everywhere. The shark's an option. But I suspect the bats might be tying up that shark, so it just can't shoot. Then it could, I guess it could retreat and shoot maybe. I'm not sure how they work. It's like he's rolling out the charges here.
All right, so we got that buffed up hero into the shark up top there for Tyler. Was that the Vainglory that he just got in?
Let's take a look. It looks like...
Or is that the name one?
Loka-Vi is gone into that reinforced eel squad, and the regular Vengo, I believe, is into that single
that shark in the back? Yeah. Perfect. Another big charge.
Wow. Yeah, he's getting these huge charges off.
able to kind of control those opponent's units and where they can go and what they can do. So now he's got him tagged on both ends.
Yeah.
Now you have the potential of maybe one of them not being able to attack. We'll see how he piles in on everything.
Yeah. At the very least, he split the attacks, and he's reducing rend because the Lauka is in combat with them. So all of those eels are probably not doing too much damage this turn. Even though the Vargeist are squishy on that 5-up save, it's still just, they have so many wounds on them, it's just not going to matter too much.
And don't forget, chat, if anything comes up, you have any questions, let us know. We'll do our best to answer those.
Oh, wow. And that White Lord gets to reposition with his big charge as well.
Oh, wow.
You can really fight in tandem, get off the exact positioning where his attacks are pretty valuable on charge. He has 3 damage. He has +1 damage on the charge, so he goes up to 4 attacks with crit mortals at 3 damage a pop. It's kind of scary. Looks like he's doing rampages now. And Lauka I think she just ate one of those completely. Just a tad out of sequence, but he forgot to roll his Blood Knight charge, and Steaphan was nice enough to let him roll it because we're still in the charge phase, or just barely out of the charge phase. Because they were indeed telegraphed to charge.
All right.
Looks like he's choosing to just lock in those 6 eels in the center.
I think he's still tagged in that hero as well.
Right.
Try to clear that big unit out there up the center and go from there.
Going for that reduced attacks on the Vargeist, which is pretty huge here. It might actually mean he tanks whatever's coming his way.
The Vargeist are just relying on volume, right? So you cut that down.
Yeah, they're relying on the volume to roll those crits so they can pop off and double their output. But if you cut that initial roll down, it really hurts them. Looks like he got the -1 attacks on the Blood Knights as well, which is, again, really, really powerful because they have that +1 damage on charge as well.
Yeah.
Looks like the Hand in the Gash got that chilly grasp. I forget what it's called exactly, but on a 4+, they cannot use any move abilities, period. They can't retreat. They can't walk away from the endless spell, essentially.
That's tough. So does that include pile-in as well?
I'm not sure. Pile-in might be one of those abilities that's technically not a move ability,
Counts as a combat.
Yeah,
move.
I'm not sure exactly.
Or
Might be part of
combat
your
action.
it might be part of your fight activation.
You want it rank 1? Yeah, it was 3 damage because he charged. Nothing.
Yeah, it looks like the White Lord kind of whiffed there, which happens. But the fight in tandem will pop off, and then the Barrow Knights will get to swing probably into this reinforced unit. Try to get some Crypt Mortals onto them.
Yes, sorry. Alright, so 4 damage coming. Just 3 hits on the hook for the wound. 2 with no range.
So Steaphan now is deciding which unit to follow up with, it looks like, to start off his attacks.
Yeah, there's so many activations available. I have no idea what the right choice is.
No, I mean, this is what's going to cause analysis paralysis, if anything is. I'm a little surprised Tyler started with the Barrow Knights. I figured he would start with the Blood Knights and just start unleashing.
Yeah, me too. But I think it might be because the Blood Knights are on that reduced tax right now.
Yep.
So maybe he was just looking to get more dice out on the field quicker. Because I think the goal for Steaphan still is to lift those Barrow Knights. Because if he doesn't lift them, they're going to be here for the rest of the game. So.
They're just going to keep the free one right off the rip at the end of every turn.
It's insane.
Is tough, real tough. I know I've struggled to deal with it on more than one occasion.
Right.
So.
Looks like he's going with the center eels before they get annihilated because they got Blood Knights and Radicars right there right now. So it's probably wise to activate with them.
Yeah, they were not much longer for this world.
Save 2. Ward 2, alright.
Wow, these wards.
His wards have been incredible.
Just 2 minus 1. Save 1. 1 goes through. Yeah, they're doing great. He takes all 3.
It looks like he takes those. Those are all going on to Radicar here. So it looks like he's about half health, which is great. But unfortunately, vampires are going to be able to heal that up pretty reliably. If he times it right, if he kills the whole unit, he'll get 2d3 health back total at the end of this turn, or at the end of combat phase, rather.
Yeah.
But it's also so hard to choose where those attacks would go because they'd probably be wasted in the Barrow Knights, and then the same deal with the Blood Knights. They have that vampire healing, so if you can kill one, but if you leave any floaters, it's just irrelevant. Let's go with Lauka Vine next.
So hitting on threes, winning on twos. Great abilities. 2 at red 2. 2 damage.
Here comes that big attack.
3 at red 3.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is
man.
the one that hurts.
3 at Ren 3.
Wow, yeah. Even though she only got 4 wounds through, it's still about 12 damage total, I think, or maybe even 11 damage in the pool. Which really, I think, comes down to almost 3 eels.
Yeah. That's brutal.
There you go. Yeah, 2 and a floater, it looks like.
Because now with this GHB, are you able to pile in and remove yourself from combat?
So if you are starting combat within combat range of any unit, depending on where you choose, you can choose to pile in, to either one, but you can't pull yourself out of combat range of something you've already started in combat range of, or something that has entered your combat range within the combat phase. So, yeah, which is pretty handy because before you would have all this this drifting stuff that would pull you in and out of combat at a moment's notice, and it was kind of rough to pin stuff down.
I played Change Host back in the day. I know all about that. There's a reason why they got rid of it.
Right. Looks like he's going in with the Blood Knights next. He might be going for that juicy hero kill, but again, they are reduced attacks. Yep, looks like he's splitting 3 and 2, 3 into that foot hero. Probably
Risky.
a good troll, yeah, but splitting's pretty rough. They are 3s and 2s right now because they charge in his battle formation. I'm not sure if he probably didn't all-out attack, but it would put you to that sweet 2s and 2s.
He is infantry, right? Okay. So, run 2. 1 save. 2 because they charge. And then the hooks.
2 damage through slow start.
Yeah, it was a bit of a rough dice roll out the gate. Hey, I think he only hit and wounded with 1 of the lance attacks total. So, and then 1 hoof.
You hate to see it. Splitting attacks always seems like a great idea.
And then you roll it.
And it never works.
No.
It never works.
So I do root on 2s for the charge, so 4 at range 1. Yeah, 2 damage each, because I charge.
Looks like you got 4 damage through on the eel unit itself. This is before hooves. Here come the hooves.
Hoop's got 3 hits. With 2 wounds, no range. 1 damage.
One more sneaks through from the horses. Steaphan piling in with his shark there in the back.
Oh, yeah. It slipped my mind. You know, the sharks randomly do a bunch of damage occasionally if you let them. So
They can pop.
Yeah. Oh, not this time, it looks.
All right, so back to base shape because of her ability. Saved it. -3, but you're ignoring. Yeah, but only ignoring one of them. She only, in melee, she only ignores one. I got so it's -3, so these are 6s. Nope, goes through. 2 damage. She takes 1.
Yep. Looks like she got 1 wound on her, but it's going to be negligible because she's going to activate and then pop off that D3 heal for free. Yeah, there's still plenty of activations to be had. It's this is a big one, a big combat phase.
We'll see here at some point if we can get an update on the scores for both players.
Right.
Again, we appreciate you guys being patient with us on this first game as we kind of get everything adjusted and figured out here. And going forward after this game, we should have the players mic'd up, so we'll have a better idea of what's happening.
Coming in with one of these squads, one of the final squads of eels in the back here that got tagged are activating. Probably going into these VAR guys, if I were to guess.
Try to clear out an exit path if they need to.
Right. I think as confirmed, even though he rolled the 4-up, the pile-in is not a move ability. It's part of your fight activation.
Okay,
so.
Perfect. Yeah, the last time I played was this event last year.
Right.
So I am very rusty on some of it.
That's fair. Yeah, it's changed quite a bit since then. Even like
Yeah.
all the updates.
The new battle tomes.
Right.
The combos that are out there now. I keep seeing the list for this event. None of them made any sense to me at all.
Right.
I don't understand that. And apparently now they're all standard stuff. So.
Right. Yeah.
The year cycle can be pretty volatile in
Right.
Sigmar.
In about 2 weeks here, it's all going to be shaken up again. We got the GHB. I think it's going on pre-order this weekend even.
Luckily, with each GHB, there's hardly any changes, so it
Right.
shouldn't be a big deal.
Right, yeah. Outside of points and battle plans. It's like a whole mess of attacks into the VAR guys here. They are pretty squishy, so a 6-up save is the best they're going to get. So hopefully he drops maybe 2 or 3 of the unit before they even get to fight him. There you go, 3 exactly. 12 wounds through the ward.
Ooh.
These are just the random attacks into the hand that could not reach the VAR guys. Probably just that one guy back there.
So Drew is willing to swap out with you guys. So if there's a round you want to stop, take some time. I'll make these two do it. You can help me TO, and then we can do whatever. I want you to be doing what you want to do. You came down here to hang out and do that. And I feel like I might help out. No.
Thanks, Don.
Nope, it's just one team, one dream here.
Looks like they're just debating activations here. Aha, it looks like the foot hero here. He's piling towards the Blood Knights probably. I believe he popped off the once per game fight twice on this guy. So he will be swinging here and then activating again, assuming he's still up later on at the end.
He's kind of pushing Pooh uphill, though, with the Blood Knights.
Absolutely. If anyone could do it, this is the hero that could do it right now for him.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Right.
Fours on the nuts. Save 3. 4. Roll 1, so lose a whole.
He manages to cut one whole Blood Knight out.
That's honestly better than I thought it would go.
Right.
Now going into our 47th activation this round.
Yeah, he's cleaning up that house. This is the Vengo Lord up top fighting the single shard.
Lose on 2s. So 3 red. 4s. Save 1. 2 damage each. Okay.
This is the crazy attack that's been plus the extra attacks on this one.
3 red 3.
3, get through.
Yeah, it looks
at
like
red
another.
3.
Wow, he blocks 2. It's still, I believe it's still enough to drop the sharp because he had quite a bit of damage in the pool.
Had 5
Yeah,
on him.
yeah.
So are they normally 8 health?
They're
Is that
3
what it is?
damage each. I think they're 8 or 9 health. I'm not too sure.
It must be 8. But even with a whiff,
Right.
still managed to get him down.
Just rally. Yep, just rally. Skeletons, yep. That's it. Oh, and the bats. But the bats, I have to have a hero level 12.
Players talking through some of the rules here, make sure everybody's on the same page before we choose our next activation.
Right. Yeah, just going over which units can actually return from being destroyed after they've been fully removed. And it looks like only the Fellbats and the Barrow Knights are the only eligible targets for that, because the Vargeist just have to heal or rally themselves to gain their wounds back. It's actually pretty hard to rally a whole Vargeist with 4 wounds back. So once they're down, they're kind of down for a while.
Yep. So we got the shark into the Vargeist right now, it looks
Right.
like. Two -2.
Going straight towards on those. Probably kills a whole nother Vargeist there.
Yoink. And then there was one.
Oh boy, yeah, Radikar is a heavy hitter for sure. Steven, just debating a defense on the unit of yellow eels. Radikar is such a scary activation because all of his attacks are like 3 damage or 2 damage, and he's got a lot of them.
He's a lot like Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you know, you know. Yeah, Soulblight has a lot of real punchy, actual duelist heroes in their army, which is nice. Seemed like for a while Sigmar was getting away from that, like
Right.
smaller wound foot heroes
Yeah.
that can actually do something of note. It's like, what was it? Sigvald, and that was
Oh yeah,
about it.
that was
for
about
a while.
it. Yeah, it was Sigvald, Gotrek, and some other named guy, probably Bastion
Yeah.
and such, like the big guys. But now foot heroes are in a really good spot, I feel, because you have guarded and lookouts there, plus the use of obscuring in this GHB in particular. It really protects them from stuff that used to just annihilate them in previous editions.
Another couple saves there for Steaphan.
Yeah. Looks like he's rolling through the second profile here.
I believe there's 3 of those eels still sticking around right
Yeah,
now.
he decided to use the defense, which is pretty wise. He only lost 1 eel off of Radikar there, which is pretty substantial.
I would consider that a huge success, the fact he's still got guys there.
Absolutely. The only big scary unit left for Tyler to activate is that 6 block of Vargeist. They are swinging. It looks like there's only 2 eels left, so it might be lights out for them. But again, the Vargeist hit on 4, so they have the potential to whiff just as much as they do to spike.
And he's trying to put pressure on that other
he's-
shark as well, so
wow.
he's going to split them up.
He's splitting, yeah. It's very interesting.
I don't necessarily blame him.
Right. I can see the reasoning.
Yeah. Being able to control what the sharks shoot at
It's huge, yeah.
is maybe the most important thing. And I mean, that's what the utility of the Vargeist, you know.
Right. Yeah, but there, oh wow, he picked up that shark pretty easily.
Wow.
They got enough of damage through. I think he went through with 10 wounds at 2 damage each there, so a substantial damage pool.
Threes are actually bad. But I did get like 2 hits on my one.
They hit way harder than I realized.
Yeah, it's the so when you have the battle formation, they're +1 to wound on the charge. They go from wounding on 3s to 2s, and then if they roll a couple 6s on the to hit roll, you're generating doubling up the hits. So if they spike, they go crazy. And a really nice combo I like is taking Vordry with them, and then you can +1 damage, +1 attacks on them in addition to everything. They become a super glass cannon.
Oh, anything you can do to just pump up any stat, just that they're capped at 1 now, so
Right.
you can't do some of the obnoxious things from the past.
Right.
But even just that
Just
+1 on attack, hit, or wound can be so pivotal on the right unit.
Right. Looks like he was able to pull out those last 2 eels up top, freeing up Lauka and the 6 block of Vargeist. And now we're coming back with this Idoneth foot hero on his 2nd activation with that once per game ability. I think he might be switching his targets. I don't want to confirm, but I think he might be going for the Vargeist that was over there on the opposite side of the eels. Oh no, these are definitely into the Blood Knights. These are 4-up saves here. Okay. Wow, yeah, they rolled really well on the 4-up saves there, only taking 2 wounds through the wards. There was a potential for a lot of damage there, though. Those 4-up saves came in clutch.
I'm starting to feel bad for Steaphan a little bit here on this one, because Tyler is just rolling so well on
those crucial rolls.
The wards alone have been bad, but his standard armor save throws have been fantastic. I hope he remembers there's 4 more games, though. He doesn't want to use all of his good rolls
Right.
now.
It's because he's on the stream. He has to show everyone. It's a good showcase this way.
and we appreciate the extra effort.
It looks like he's doing recursion, that end of turn recursion for the Barrow Knights again. Just piling on the bodies. There's doing the vampire heals. Radicar's healing D3, and then Lauka will pop off that floater she's got. Or not Lauka, the other generic Vengo.
Yep.
Lauka herself did heal for 3. Blood Knights themselves healing. So Steaphan's coming here, spending his CP, getting that shark out again, having to recycle it, of course. Definitely the wise move. He's going to reclaim this objective. I believe the Blood Knights capped it last turn, and he's going to come back and cap it before the end of this turn. So that'll at least get him something.
I say curb the bleeding just a little bit.
Right. Just debating which place of powers are being activated. Looks like it's a success. Going into Steaphan's hero phase, I'm not sure what the game plan is. I'm not really savvy to the Idoneth tactics, but it looks like a rough situation. He's got multiple units pinned in combat. I know he's got at least one retreat and charge. I'm not sure if that's an ability, I believe, that can just happen, but I believe it's target one unit, or it would be real nice if it was a bubble so you could get everybody out of there, reposition, and come back in the way you want to.
I think it's one of those situations where it just sometimes you're just stuck. And
Right.
after Tyler was able to use that once a game reroll in order to reroll priority and end up taking over there.
Yeah, that was huge.
It kind of set the tone for the rest of it, I think. As we look around the hall, looks like quite a few games are actually wrapped up. A lot of players wandering around, watching the other half still finishing.
Oh, yeah.
I think we're, just under 2 hours so far in?
Yeah, we're 2 hours in. I think we're exactly about hour 15 from the round ending, if I'm not mistaken. So we should have plenty of time to wrap up this game.
Well, I prepared for today just like I do as a player and did not read the packet.
Of course, as is tradition.
Yeah.
I respect this play. The Shark's going for Radicar potentially. He is half health, so he could, if he spikes pretty well. Between the shooting and the melee, the Shark does have the output to do it. But then again, Radicar is like, I think he's a 4-up save. The 6-up ward is random, of course. So
And if Steaphan's going to be aggressive with anything, it's going to be the Sharks.
Of course.
If they die, he just brings them back.
Right.
So if they're not doing something, then you're doing it wrong.
Looks like he's just deciding to hang back, as it'd probably be a suicide run for that Shark after all. But he does have one more Shark on the table in his zone still. He could do a couple tricks.
I think he's got 3 Sharks left.
Oh, is there 3 Sharks?
I
Oh, yeah,
think
there is.
so.
There's one in the middle in combat. I didn't realize.
Well, there's a lot of bodies.
Yeah. Yeah.
It took me a second. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with the format of these team tournaments, sometimes you just get a bad matchup and it's best for your team. You take the loss so that you get 7 other good matchups, and that's the way it goes sometimes.
Right, so the job of your team captain is to try to net the most points between all the matchups for your team to pull ahead of the other team and take the win for the round. So while we'll see some games are like no contest, the other games will be much more closer and tightly scored. Looks like he's just doing some measures, being sneaky. He's going to retreat off with this this shark to come just snag this objective real quick.
Let's see if he actually is on it. I think he's actually just outside.
Is he off of it?
Just off.
Oh yeah. It does
Just
look
barely.
like yeah.
I mean, you can't tell from the camera, but I mean, it's just the smallest sliver.
Yeah, 1 millimeter. And here he's coming out with a big retreat. Yeah, the eels are coming out too, tagging that objective. I'm not sure if Tyler has 2 CP available for a counter charge, but that would be the play here, I would imagine.
Oh, absolutely. I think a lot of what we're seeing now is just make the most out of a tough situation, get any points you can.
Right.
Because the scoring format, is it on point differential, or how are they deciding it for this tournament?
Don't remember off the top of my head. I'd have to review it again, but I think I'm not sure if there's a differential on this one. I think it just might be win-loss, and then it goes to that higher.
All right.
It goes up to your team, and then there's a different point spread for that as well.
Okay. Because I can think of plenty of times being in tournaments where you know you're going to lose, but you just try to score
Right.
as many as you can, try to keep as many points off the table for your opponent to grab.
Right.
Try to put yourself on the best foot forward for the next round.
Yeah, because ultimately getting those points early on, even if you're going to lose a game, you can score maximum battle points you can, and then once you get to that final round or after the event even, you can see how many battle points you've racked up, and then it kind of puts you above the pack when you have a little bit more.
Oh, absolutely.
Looks like that's the end of movement. No redeploys, just going straight to shooting now. I can envision all the sharks focusing on Radikar, but I'm not sure that's the play.
A lot of bodies out there that
Right.
he'd like to deal with.
Yeah, there's just so many pieces you want to take off, but you only have so many pieces yourself.
Say bodies for Steaphan is a finite resource at this
Right.
point.
Looks like a clean whiff on that first one. Steaphan just debating where to put the shots. Looks like you're going in the Radikar with this one.
Especially with the damage that's already there, I think that's just a go-to.
Yeah.
Low-hanging fruit. All right.
Nice.
One of the rare occasions Tyler does not get a ward save.
Right.
I think that might be the first time, actually.
Comes another volley, same target. Manages to block one, luckily.
This is 3 more damage?
Yeah.
All 3 go
He's up to
through?
10
He's
wounds.
up
I
to
believe
10.
he's got 2 left.
Okay.
So that first initial shark whiffing was kind of huge, I think. Or whatever. I think it was a hero maybe that he shot. But he might finish it off in combat. We'll see where he puts this last one.
Yeah, because the healing.
Right.
He can't withstand the healing. So he's got to finish him now if he's going to do it. All right, let's see about the wards. I think this is into the...
This is in the Local
white
Vi, it
one.
looks like.
Oh,
Yeah, he
Local
decided
Vi?
to put this one. Which, if he's got a game plan to drop both in the same turn, that would be pretty substantial.
That would hurt. But the Tyler's still got so much, though. With the Vanguard Lord up there, he's got those 2 units of Vargeist running around doing whatever they want. The Barrow Knights.
Right.
Still,
The Barrow Knights are
still going
just hanging
strong.
out. Yeah.
I mean, they're at what? They're back up to
They're like
7?
5. Yeah, they'll be up to 7 at the end of this, I think. Yeah. 5. Yeah.
Yeah, they're at
6
6 now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, what, they were all the way down to 3?
They were down to 3 or 2 earlier, and then they just kept going. It's because you get about 2 a turn consistently if you got a hero nearby.
I'm going to say it's been one
It's
turn.
only been one
And
turn.
One
since
turn,
then.
he already has
Yeah.
doubled the unit size back from where it was drawn all the way down to.
It's like we're doing charges here. Going straight into the Blood Knights with this shark here. Let's see where the next set goes.
I can't tell if those oh, yep, there's still a Vargeist model that I just saw. That bottom unit of eels is what I was
Right.
looking at to see if they were able to charge or do anything. They've got that Vargeist.
Look like
the
he
top
might be
unit pinned in it.
might be debating a CP reroll on this shark in the left corner here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what this one was for, but I think he's also debating it.
I wonder if it's those eels up top.
Right.
Maybe.
Looks like they're going for that Radocar.
How is he able to put him that close to? Oh, no. He's trying to get him outside of 3. There we go.
Right. Might be impossible because I'm not sure how big Radicar's base is, but a 3 might just reach under from that farthest guy.
It looks like he just barely,
Is it
was
barely?
able to keep him out.
Right,
But
Sean.
it was pretty close.
Nice. More power to him.
Eyeballing it, I never would have thought he'd been able to get away with it.
Right. Oh, that was his counter. Pretty wise counter because they'll get the +1 damage charge bonus and everything. And then if he's really lucky, that White Lord on Steed will activate and then get a tandem fight. But that might be far fetched for this combat phase. He is in combat though, I think.
Yeah. In order to get that combo, is it wholly within? 12?
It's not a wholly within. It's a combat range for both. So as long as you're within 3 of the Barrow Whites, you can do it. And it's not even a wholly within 3, luckily for this.
And I think he just measured it out. I didn't see if he was or not, but it was pretty close.
Right. Just eyeballing it roughly, it looks like he's got it. I think he's reducing attacks here. Pretty wise. Definitely put that on the Barrow Knights. Really reduce their output.
Yeah, mitigating any kind of attacks at this point is going to be huge for Steaphan. More so than usual.
Looks like he kept up with that 4-up roll on the chill grasp for the hand and a gash. No move abilities. which was pretty huge this turn because this was that big retreat and charge, break out and charge in turn. So keeping that 6-pack of eels just sitting there fighting one Vargeist and the Endless spell is pretty huge. And definitely a wise move. He's activating that small yellow squad first, going into Radikar. Because if he doesn't, Radikar will absolutely tear them to shreds immediately. I think he might be debating the all-out attack here. Pizza. Let's go for
finishing up this combat with that unit.
Looks like he was successfully able to pull out Radikar there. He didn't go crazy with those wards.
It's about time he was returned to the mean there.
Right.
Did he reduce the attacks on the Barrow Knights?
Yes, the Barrow Knights, which was, yeah, very good choice because they have that +1 damage right now. So, and they only have 2 attacks normally, so dropping them down to 1 attack per model is really good choice.
Huge, huge.
Looks like he's going at that White Lord on Steed to get that tandem off, so he's fighting the eels, I imagine. Doing a decent amount of damage, pulling a whole eel is pretty good. Then he's going to go in with the Barrow Knights for the tandem fight. Yeah, just not rolling that many dice here. Hitting on 4s still, so.
That's pretty brutal.
2 going through. And he's passed. He's no damage there. I got hoof still.
I don't know if he rolls anything like I do. He'll get more attacks through with the horses than the
Always.
riders.
Going with the shark next. He's trying to, I think he's measuring for that. He's probably out of combat range of the White Lord. Probably putting everything into the Blood Knights here.
Well, 3 of them through it. Ren 1. A whopping 1 damage through. Second profile here. Is this the shark bites right now?
Yeah, the bite. This is the good profile, the bites. The 3 damage one, I believe.
4 damage.
4 damage. There you go. Picks up at least 1 knight. 2 knights total.
2.
Wow.
Got
That was
the-
pretty good.
Got the straggler and a whole nother unit. That's
Yeah.
big.
Yeah, that reduces the effectiveness of that squad by a lot.
Yes. But they still since they're vampires, they still get, or no, they'd heal the wounds. They don't replace the model.
Yeah, they can
that's
only
right.
heal floaters, correct. Looks like the Hand in the Gash is coming in for its attacks now on those eels. Looks like it did pretty well. Oh, spoke too soon. Fluff that wound roll.
It's surprisingly good for being a man of the station.
Just double checking his profile here. Looks like it punches through 2 damage through on the eels. Not nothing.
There's still a lot of work to do, but Steaphan's actually managed this pretty well.
He's used the utility of the retreat and charge very well here. He's able to break out and kind of pick off things that he wants to pick off rather than Tyler controlling the combats again. The next priority role, I think, will be the deciding factor for this one, because if Steaphan is able to swing the double, he could probably lift off that Lokovi, clear out. I don't want to say he can clear out the Barrow Knights, because we've seen that is simply not as easy to do.
Yeah, you can never guarantee that will ever happen.
They could go somewhere else, and then he's got all the sharks available. Assuming he picks off this one Vargeist left in the bottom corner here, that squad of eels itself will be free.
And that's big.
That's really where the damage is going to come from.
I think you're right. Which is a little surprising, because I don't think Age of Sigmar almost ever comes down to the priority roll on any round. It's
Right.
rarely ever important. So.
Some would say.
It's only been a point of contention since its existence.
Right,
so not a big deal. I don't mind it. I think you can plan around it, but
I think it's fun because if you are not planning for it, you're going to have one game plan. You're probably going to stick to that game plan more times than not. But the fact that there's this potential that your opponent can hit you twice, you kind of readjust your plans and try to be a little more careful, I guess.
you always try to plan for it, but
Right. There's so
I'd
many
still
things.
rather be lucky than good, though.
Right.
I'll plan for it, but
There's only so much you can do as the player when the dice take over. That's how it is.
it's a dice game. If there wasn't the randomness, I'd be playing something completely different.
Right.
I didn't say that that's what we're in round 3 right now, aren't we?
We're in
Top
bottom
two?
of 2.
Bottom
of
two?
2, yeah.
And as a reminder to everybody out there, since we can't hear the players right now for this first game, we're missing a lot of information because we're certainly not going to interrupt their game to ask them questions.
Right. Yeah, one thing, the main thing we're missing is the score here. Score and CP are probably the two main things we're missing off here. But yeah, it would kind of just interrupt their game, kind of stop momentum if we came in and be like, hey, what's the score?
Yeah. I can barely keep track of all of my rules and the game's rules themselves.
Right.
I'm trying to also answer people's questions while remembering all that.
Yeah. I believe these are the Blood Knights swinging into the center squad of Eels here. Not too much damage. I'm not even sure anything went through.
when there's 4 or 5, they're intimidating. Even 3, little swingy, but
Right.
after it drops below that, just
Yeah, the
loses
damage
the
really falls.
effectiveness.
Well, it looks like Tyler is still has that single Vargeist holding up that 6 block of eels in the bottom right here. So pretty surprising. Here's the priority roll. Wow, looks like Tyler keeps it with that 6. So no double from Steaphan. Back into the hands for Tyler here. Top of 3. Oh, I see. There's anything with meat on it and cheese is good. Thank you.
Okay, gotcha. She gets 2 health back.
Any other hiccups?
Hero phase.
Yep. And looks like that Barrow Knights is just about returned to full size between Invocation and the end of phase ability.
If they have a hero near them, they're just so hard to get rid of.
Honestly, if Tyler's able to clear out the center eels and potentially crack into that bottom unit of eels, he might have a way to lock in the score here. But that being said, Steaphan does have the two side objectives here. He does have the reinforced Vargeist deal that could just move 12 inches, get that 1 shark. But I don't know if he has many tools to deal with the other one, and let alone if something threatens his home objective. I don't think he has much to park or zone out that backside there. It looks like he casts one of the manifestations of the grave. He's debating on where it's going to be set up, of course. He could throw it out of his own terrain features, which is pretty strong because the caster can just be anywhere for that.
I'm really looking forward to Tyler moving that Vangoria Lord because I keep forgetting it's up there.
Right, yeah. And there's the hand back again. Looks like he's just popping the lash here. Just going to give a pile-in for whatever's in combat already since he doesn't have any other targets. Free movement is great, especially when you're trying to fight for that center objective. He's swapping tides here. He's going for that -1 to hit, which is pretty strong. It might save him here, honestly. A lot of the stuff on Tyler's side is hitting on 4s already, so bringing it up to 5s might just give you the edge you need.
At this point, anything to mitigate that damage. No recursion, bodies disappearing. He's done an impressive job stopping the bleeding.
Right. Looks like we're going to movement now. Ooh, looks like those bats are going to come either charge that guy or contest it at least. They're only, they're only control score 1, of course, being beasts, but they do have like a surprisingly swingy combat profile. They're force forwards, but they're flat 2 damage each, so it's like they can secretly pop off, but I suspect he's looking for support from something else here. Yep, just being really aggressive. Thanks, Tom. For those that didn't hear, that's 45 minutes left on the round. Yep, looks like it's being really aggressive with that final 6-pack of Vargeist, which is really what you should be doing. Because if they're just dealing with 1 unit or 1 shark at a time, rather, they're really just kind of not making points back as much as they did earlier. But luckily, they have a 12-inch move with fly, so they should be able to get where they want. I suspect they have like a 4 or 5-inch charge they need to crack open that last squad of eels. And he is setting up pretty much just kind of boxing in everything again the second time.
Rinse and repeat.
Right.
If it worked the first time, might as well do it again.
Well, he's coming in with a clutch redeploy, getting onto the objective for real this time.
Nice. So that was for Luca Bai, I think?
I think so. I'll be right back after this charge phase. I'm going to go take a break.
No problem. Looks like he's fishing for charge here with the Vangorian. Okay, with the endless spell. There we go. Vargeist, see where they're going after that 9-inch charge. We've got a handful of options now. Just like Sean was saying earlier, going straight after that large group of eels. That's really the most offensive output that Steaphan has right now, so trying to knock those down a peg or two would be a pretty good strategy. Getting that smaller unit of Vargeist in there on the shark. Might be able, if he spikes on those hit rolls, able to take down that shark with a group of 3. Any huge surprises for you, Sean? And as you look at the board when you came back?
Just taking a closer look at everything, just getting a gauge of the positioning of the foot heroes on the Idoneth side mainly. We've got Mathala and that foot hero with the sword. I forget his name right now, but he's pretty cool. Either the Icon of the Sea or something. But he is giving out the bonus attacks from Mathala. All the sharks getting plus attack. I believe it's all the mounts. All companion attacks get +1 is what her combo does.
Okay.
So there'll be quite a few attacks coming back, assuming there's still something standing. And then I think it's just weathering the storm here. He's got the -1 to hit tied up, so I think that's what we're relying on the Idoneth side. And it looks like that
big group came down.
Yeah.
It was kind of like we were talking about, and I think you first said.
Right.
And I
they're
have to agree, that's the call. Knock out the biggest unit of actual threat for your opponent.
Yeah, because that eel unit is probably the last thing on the table that could contend with those Vargeist or any of the other big hammers like Laukavai, the Vengo. Really the goal with the Barrow Knights at this point in the game is to keep them from moving on you.
Yep.
Because if you just keep them locked in, yeah, they're back up to full, but they won't be able to put that damage down onto you. It looks like Lauka in the center here failed her 3-inch charge. Am I seeing that correctly? Or it looks like she's not in combat.
She's not. And then the unnamed Lord,
Right.
I think he's just outside of even charge range. I think it's at 13 inches.
Oh, wow, yeah. It's hard to gauge the distance on the camera, but
It
yeah.
is extremely difficult.
Yeah.
I already have a hard enough time on the table half the time.
Right.
And now asking to do it on this, impossible.
Wow, looks like those Vargeist absolutely went off there. I don't even know if there's any eels left after that one. I think that's the whole
There's a
unit
full
gone.
clear. Wow. Just roll 6s.
Right, yeah, just good, yeah. Just a few crits. So you're going with the shark next, trying to get something. If he pulls out that White Lord, if he gets lucky here, he's so sturdy. 7 wounds, 3 up save, 5 up ward. It's such a hard nut to crack. Comes that big attack.
1, -2. All right, so 4s, save.
Like took no damage there. Unfortunate. Oh, it looks like the Fellbats are going in on that shark. This is the one I'm here to see. This one is exciting. 4s and 4s, everyone.
Or is it 5s and 4s now?
Oh, -1. Yeah, absolutely correct. With the -1 to hit tide.
2 at rank 1 because of the underdog.
It looks like he's got 2, and they went up to Ren 1 because of the underdog effect from Surge of Slaughter. This is what is this? You pick a pair of objectives.
Yep.
So this pair in particular is the increased Ren. So it looks like he got 2 damage through at least. Maybe 4.
Juiced up fell bats.
Yeah.
You love to see it.
On the slapback, Steaphan's going to go ahead with his yellow eels, or he's debating it still, rather. It's just gauging where they want to go, where they want to swing. There's a bunch of bad options, it looks like. The Blood Knights would be good if you wanted to get rid of them, but there's only 2 of them. I think really putting your attacks into the Knights or the Barrow Knights is definitely wasted at this point.
Yeah, now that they're back up to full strength, he's just lost his main or his last 6-man group of eels. He has no answer for it. You might as well work on anything else.
Right. Wow. Looks like he managed to squeeze exactly 3 damage out of that. Pulls 1 more out. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it looks like he's going for the White Lord here, getting that tandem fight off. I assume these attacks are going into the Shark.
So 1 hit. Rank 1. Yep. 3 damage. And the hooves hit 1. And wound 1, no red.
And it's definitely doing the tandem activation. I assume these attacks are going into the eels, is what I would imagine. Now, these players have both been doing a lot of splitting, so I would not be surprised if we saw some split attacks come out here.
Maybe they learned their lesson by now.
Maybe.
Yep.
It's true. Yeah, he decided against it, yeah.
I was like, I don't know. I've been hurt before.
Definitely with the -1 to hit.
I think that is the right call.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's -1. Not even. It's just -1 to hit and the -1 attack. So they're coming in with 1 attack a model and hitting on 5s.
Yeah.
Like the only damage you got through were the crit mortals he rolled.
Yeah. 2 damage. All right. Pony attacks. 2 attacks. Or 2
Wow.
2 damage.
Yeah, 2 damage
total.
from that whole unit.
Whoa.
Yeah, Stephans are doing a great job at locking that down, making sure it doesn't do anything, because really they're only producing about 5 damage a turn between the Lord and the unit itself with all these debuff slaps on them. Looks like he's fighting the hand up here with that shark.
Go straight through. 4 damage. 4 damage. He takes 4. We're going to do
That lone Blood Knight champion coming in for those eels. Don't expect too much, but they are some attacks. I'm shocked he didn't go for the Fellbats sitting in the corner there. It seems like those would be a priority.
Yeah, pretty low-hanging fruit. Guarantees that he's holding that free and clear. Not to mention that shark being pinned down at all is bad.
Right.
that Vangori Lord is coming for him. Like,
Yeah.
it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And now he can't shoot or do anything like that on its way in. So.
Right. Yep, here comes that shark
Right,
doing the
here we
pile in, trying to drop at least one Felbat, I assume. Oops.
Goes through, so they've taken 2. All right, dead back or one left.
Looks like he drops 2 bats pretty easily there. Those are another option for that invocation, I believe. If he has a hero close enough, see he put back the 1 to be just a little bit closer to that wholly within 12 of a hero. He should be able to pile in potentially. I don't want to say he could get it, but he should be a little bit closer. Looks like this is the hand of Nagash coming in on that shark on the right side of the screen.
Okay. 2 more damage to the shark. I think that shark's sitting at 6 or 7 wounds.
Right. Yeah, I believe so.
This- Did you catch that score?
30 to 27. I believe Tyler's on 30. Steaphan might be on 27. We just caught the score real quick from the players.
Moving into round 4 here, is that right? Or are we at bottom of 3?
Bottom of 3. Bottom of 3 here, yeah.
All right.
Bottom of 3 for Steaphan for his reaction to this, what just happened. So all of his big hammer pieces have kind of been removed from the table. He does have sharks. He's got 3 sharks on the table. 2 of them are in combat right now. I think he was able to banish the hand just now. I wasn't really paying attention, but I
That'll
assume
certainly
that's what
help.
happened. Yeah.
Gives him a little bit of mobility.
Right.
A couple options.
Good win for a rally on that shark on the right side objective. Just trying to keep it healthy. The healthier it is, the better chances he has. He's getting that night officially back to 10-man squad here. Oh. Steaphan's doing a smart move here. He's pre-measuring where the Felbats can go, I believe, or where his shark can go either. Try to zone out the Felbats from touching that final objective, because I suspect Steaphan has to walk off this home objective to do something, if anything, to accomplish either a battle tactic or just to scrounge up points where he can. Because the score is pretty tight here, I'll be honest. So even if Steaphan pulls ahead somehow, he could have it by 2 or 3 points by the end of this.
But I think that's really indicative of the GHB that we're playing in right now. The way that they changed the scoring for all of these missions, it's hard to pull away and have a huge gap.
Right.
You have to really be putting the boots to somebody.
Right. Absolutely.
So they definitely made it a much closer game, this GHB.
Yeah. The games definitely feel better when you're in there, yeah. Because he's going to do a retreat and charge on this shark in particular.
flyover. You know what the movement is on the Gravelord off the top of your head?
I believe it's 10 with fly. I think they've taken away most of the 12-inch movers from them. They kind of dropped it all. They really reserve the 12-inch move for the Felbets, the Vargeist, and then the big Mortarks on those big flying things.
10-inch move's still
It's pretty substantial.
good.
Yeah, it's pretty substantial. It's just the Idoneth are just spoiled with their 12 to 14. I believe they're all 12 nowadays, but they used to have that 14-inch crazy move.
Yeah. It was them and Skyfires back in the day. Just flew around everywhere.
Yeah,
14 inches, yeah.
That was crazy. Yep, doing some great retreating plays here, making sure he's got just exactly the movement to get one model onto that objective up there after the retreat.
And I'm not sure how many command points Tyler's got here.
Right, yeah, so a countercharge would be an easy way to kind of reel this in, but obviously you can only countercharge one unit, so if Steaphan is able to spread out in a wise way, he can mitigate that countercharge a lot.
Yep.
The main unit that really loves the countercharge is those knights in the center here, because they get, when they're wholly within 12 of the Lord, they get the +1 to charge rolls at all times. So that countercharge with +1 to charge is pretty scary, because you can just hit it when you're not supposed to. That being said, we're thinking about redeploys here, I think. Passing on the redeploys, it looks like. Going straight to shooting. Look like he's going to try to pick off that single Vargeist that is a thorn in the side, basically.
Say, I understand if he wants to go that route, as much damage as they've done throughout this game. I've been very surprised by that unit.
Yeah, they got dropped in points. I think at the beginning I think they're 120 for 3. They might have gone up in points, I'll be honest with you, but they're sneaky good because they also have their one War Scroll ability is to once per army, one of the units can essentially do an old KO, lift up and set down again.
The fly high?
Yeah, they can basically do an old fly high outside of 9 inches from your enemy. As long as they're not already in combat in that movement phase, one of them can pull up in place anywhere.
That's still really strong.
It's such a good ability. And then having 2 of them makes your opponent think really extra hard because they can move 12 and do that at the same time. So you could potentially have them both just surrounding you at a moment's notice.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
Right. It's like we're doing some shooting into the Laukovai in the center here.
Save 1, fail 1.
Looks like he got the snare off. on that one. I forget exactly what that does. I'm sure it's some sort of movement. It might half move or half charge rolls or something. Let's see if we can find out.
I think he did take off of Barrow Knight, I think, on that, if I saw correctly.
Right.
Which I'd normally say every little bit helps, but not with those guys.
Not with them, of course. I think the main thing was to get that snare onto them. It's some sort of movement manipulation, I'm sure.
The players are running up on time.
Right, yeah, it's really strong. So it's going to reel in their counter charge on a 3-up until the start of the next turn. They're -1. You subtract the number of dice rolled when rolling charge rolls to a minimum of 1. So if they wanted a counter charge, they would only be rolling 1d6 instead of 2d6.
That's brutal.
Yeah, so he is deciding to counter charge with Laukovai instead, which is probably the next best choice. Rolls a 5 is probably enough to get to those eels and land on the objective.
Don't even have to worry about the pile-in.
Looks like we're rolling into combat. Idoneth giving -1 attack onto Laukovai, just trying to live through that, basically. Definitely activating with those eels first before they get torn apart. I should say if they get torn apart, rather.
I don't know. Every time I think a unit is for sure going to get pulled, it somehow survives.
Right. Yeah. The real shock was that single Vargeist, because he's still sitting here hanging out with his friends. But that 6-pack of eels swung at him. I don't know what happened. He just lived straight through it.
And I'm still impressed with the Vargeist, that unit of 6 coming down and clearing out 6 eels.
Yeah, just in one combat, that's crazy.
Doesn't matter if they're the defensive or offensive ones. That's a big ask.
It's like 30 wounds at least. Maybe even 20-something.
Yeah, not bad for a utility unit.
Right. It looks like the eels got maybe 1 or 2 wounds on a Lauka. Not too crazy.
No.
If she rolls decent enough, she'll get the good heal off, the 2d3 heals if she pulls that unit.
I think Tyler's still feeling pretty comfortable, pretty confident. Steaphan's still done a really good job staying as spread out as possible, so.
Right.
He's at least going to test the limits of the movement of Tyler's Soulblight army.
This is the Sharks into those fell bats down on the bottom left here. Oh, that was a good one. Those big attacks he keeps whiffing on, unfortunately. He had 3 hits, but rolled 2 1s on the to wound roll, so what should have been a wiped unit just becomes 1 Fellbat left alive.
Well, that's what you get when you play Idoneth. When it rains, it pours.
Right.
It's 2. Wounds on 2. Rend 2. 2 rend 2. 2 damage each. And then both of the big ones hit. And 1 at rend 3. 3 damage.
Looks like Lauka's able to exactly polish off that unit, even through the debuffs. Yep, and there's that knight that we saw earlier, gets shot down. I think we got the scores reversed, but it doesn't matter now. Steaphan's up to 45, and Tyler is the one that was at 27.
Steaphan's up to 45.
That's what. He scored 2 tactics this turn, and he's got the 1-2 more, right? Yep. There we go.
Yeah, no. All right.
So Steaphan is really ahead on the score here, despite what the battlefield looks like. So we're approaching that time where we're running out of time in the rounds, but we're only 4 rounds into the game. And this priority.
Oh, that's right. Tyler is the underdog too right now.
Right. I hope I heard him right. I think that's the right score, though. Just doing some rallies here, it looks like, on Tyler's end.
I am quite enjoying some of the team names we see around out here.
Right. Yeah, look, all of them are pretty unique this time around. No repeats anywhere. Yep. Looks like we got 20 minutes left in the round, so they're probably only going to get through the 4th round of this turn.
15, I believe.
15 minutes, yeah, yep. So.
But there's not a lot of moving parts at this point. So
right.
I think we still have the ability to come to a natural conclusion.
Probably, yeah. As the game progressed, there's a lot less pieces to move around. Looks like he's getting another shark. Looks like Tyler went ahead and threw a strike last spell onto the center shark in the middle, closest to the center objective. Probably the only thing he's in range of, as it's only a 12. I think it's a 12-inch range on that one. Tyler's using the lash here, get a free D6 movement. Nope, he fails the 2-up roll, unfortunately.
Did a little healing there. I just rallied on him.
Right. Looks like that one's did the free setup. And then the other one is probably going to move normally. Seems like a good time to pounce on those foot heroes back there. if he hasn't scored Master of the Path Part 1, this would be a great time to for Tyler. Because I mean, as long as I've been sitting here, I haven't seen a single hero die from Idoneth's side. So
I do not believe so.
looks like Steaphan's done a very good job at playing the points, playing the mission, playing the tactics here. So it looks like Tyler's trying to create a situation where he can charge all of the units in front of him and then still get the fight in tandems, get all of his synergies going, try to clear out absolutely everything. Because he's got these two Gravelords sitting in his reserve here. They could easily each take one shark per, but I'm not sure if it's even relevant at this point. I'm not sure what points he could scrounge up just from getting rid of everything. I think he has to take the objectives these sharks are sitting on is really what the deal is, because he's getting outscored on the sides here with the 1-2 Moors killing him.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. Like Steaphan's done such a great job keeping control of the board, even as he's sitting there hemorrhaging bodies.
Right.
And at this point, Tyler's gotta get the two monsters in and moving.
Yeah.
They've done some work. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to completely discredit them, but yeah, Steaphan's done a great job of making them avoid the actual contact and kind of have them doing nothing. It's a lot of points just sitting around.
Yeah. As we've seen, the Idoneth really needs those sharks recursion to really keep ahead in the points, because if they did not have those just battling back and forth on the side objectives, he might have fallen behind, or the game might be closer to a draw at this point. So it looks like Tyler's playing more reserve with that final. I think that's Lauka up in the center in his home objective, that green one.
Maybe just for
points. I think he needs to secure a 1-2 more potentially. So he has that one in the center one. So if he fails to claim, well, I guess he's got them all in a line. Now that I'm looking, he's got both greens and the blue, pretty much in his pocket.
He might be trying to make sure that no more sharks come in certain areas.
Right,
so.
Zoning. Has he scored much of Restless Energy from his battle tactics?
I'm not sure.
All right, let's take a look here. So, assuming he's scored the first one, Invasive Species might be tough to get with this one.
And I've seen we have a few more viewers that have joined us in the stream, but we apologize we weren't able to get mics on the players for this round, so stick with us, be patient. Here in rounds 2 and 3, we do hope to have those mics, so we'll be able to keep a little bit better idea of what's going on there on the table.
So assuming he's scored the first part of Restless already, he's already set up to and scored Invasive Species, because there are... he's trying to get set up, rather, because he's trying to score. He's already claimed that green objective in Steaphan's home zone, but he needs to claim the red one on the left side here with that Vengo. It looks like he successfully makes a charge, probably out-controlling whatever's sitting there already. As well as the hand, it really comes in, yep. So he's getting all of his charges off. So Tyler, in the perfect scenario, Tyler could be scoring a 20-point turn here and pulling ahead by 2 points exactly, if everything goes according to plan, and assuming I have I've counted his battle tactics right.
Hey, math's hard.
Right. I think the Barrow Knights might have just failed that charge. Unless they're trying to just chill on that center objective a little longer, I'm not sure. Oh no, I see. They've charged either Methala or the icon of the sea down there. Those foot heroes are just so small, I couldn't see them on the camera for a second. So it looks like they're just trying to isolate everything that does a bit of damage to you, because the sharks will just chip you down. They won't really remove anything.
One at ring 1. 3. And then
Looks like this is the fight in tandem. This is the White Lord on Steed.
Yep.
Fighting the icon of the sea.
1 at no ring.
And then, of course, the fight in tandem. Oh, didn't even get that far. The White Lord took him out himself.
Fight, sir. These guys are piling. Yeah, they're going to stay.
Which he's a little bit more punchy, I think. At
Right.
least than I realized.
Absolutely. Still using the tandem. They did charge, so they still get the pile in if they want to activate, of course. So he's taking this opportunity to get more bodies on that center objective, just in case something funky happens later. Look like this is Mathala's attacks into the Vargeist in the bottom here.
So take 2. If you would set those at 2 and then for me, sir. Let's do
2 damage getting through.
Here comes the Vengo into the, what is that, a shark left on that?
2 hits.
Yes, that's correct. It looks like a shark left on that objective.
2 at ring 1. 2 damage each. Okay.
Yep, just the first attack was enough to punch it through. Then the only activation left is that 6-pack of Vargeist into Methala.
I'm sure that hero has nothing to worry about.
Right. Very danger.
So 4s and 2s, quick 2 hits. I bought back 4 of them. All of that at ring 1. Ring 1. Back to 6. 2 damage per
He's looking for 6-ups here because he used all-out defense on her. And then looks like ward saves, but this is all times 2 damage, so that's more than enough to drop her.
Maybe it's just me as a pessimist, but I wouldn't have even had him roll.
Right, yeah.
I'd picked it up.
Yeah, it's fair.
We're-
I
we're
definitely
at
try to.
We're out of time.
Right.
Let's go ahead and call a spade a spade. I'll just take it.
Yep. Looks like my math is correct. He's scoring a perfect 20.
Perfect round.
It looks like they've got about 5 minutes left, so the players are going to be talking out their last round. The final round 5 here. I'm sure, I'm not sure priority is going to be relevant here, but they're talking it out, see what we can do.
I just want to let you guys know that I've played around and gone to lunch, and we started an hour after you guys.
Thanks for rubbing it in. One of the Marvel Crisis Protocol guys letting us know how much more efficient their rounds are going than ours.
Right, yeah.
He just said it's pretty standard now for what, 2 hours and 45 minutes to 3 hours?
Yeah,
in there?
3-hour rounds. We did 3-hour rounds for this one, and then 15 minutes for pairings. So you have 15. You technically have 3 and 15. So you get a little bit to set up before, which is pretty generous for some armies. But some, others have quite a few models they got to push around, and depending on what the mission is, you also have to set up the mission between
Especially-
rounds.
And I think the 15 is very necessary for the pairings.
Absolutely.
You haven't done a team of tournament. It takes long enough to do the pairings, and then when you have team of 8 on top of it, there are situations where it will take every bit of 15 minutes to figure out how the pairings will go.
Look like he's just doing some charges, making sure he actually makes these makes these rolls.
Seven's not going to do it. I think I got like a 10 or a 12
Tyler going for a clutch 11-inch counter charge. Not really working out. Pretty far, but if it worked, it would have been crazy. Going the attacks. This is a shark on the single Vargeist in the bottom here.
All right, he's got one more. They're going to go through. I'm good if you want to just lift him.
Picks off that Vargeist pretty easily.
Did I hear that right?
55-47.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
I think
because that was the top of 4. So
right.
we're just now.
Now they're doing cryo.
Now we're doing top of 5.
Oh, and that is time.
All right, I think our guys here are going to put the dice down, but
Yep.
that doesn't mean they can't talk it through, so they're going to try to bust that out real quick, come to a natural conclusion here. Fortunately for them, there's not a ton of bodies.
Right. Yeah, the final round here.
What? Idoneth got 1 model on the board.
Yeah, looks like it.
So it should be
Or 2.
easy enough to talk it through.
Right, yeah. 1 or 2 sharks. I think there's 1 there. Yeah, 2 sharks.
2 sharks. You know, I've watched enough YouTube. I didn't think it was that hard to see what's on the table, but when you're looking at the monitor,
It's rough.
it's pretty difficult. A lot more difficult
The
than I thought.
silhouettes are harder to recognize from the top down. So it looks like the second part of Tyler's Master of the Path is being stopped by this shark right here. Now, from what I can see, the only option would be you could do a lash on the center. He could do a lash on the center, or he could do the pull up from the Vargeist to get a 9-inch charge on that single shark. But at the same time, he's got a second shark that also is same story. He's got to deal with it, and he needs that objective, I believe, because his last part of Restless Energy is control every objective on the battlefield, and he really needs that extra 5 points to swing the game for him.
Yep.
And it looks like, Steaphan did the wise move. He redeployed that 1 shark away from that 9 inches. So it looks like they'll be outside of charge range for Tyler on that single shark up there.
Calculating final points here.
Right.
What did you say, the 10-point round maybe?
10-point round, not after that though.
No.
Probably 8 points. Wait, I guess I could do 1-2 more for sure. To easily do the 1-2 more was that 8-point spread or 10 points.
He's got the control at least 1 for 5. That was touch and go, so he had that one. He doesn't have to stay on it, right?
Right.
So I think he just got 5 points. Because it's what is
for
it?
Steaphan or
For Steaphan, yeah, because
Right.
it's 5 victory points for 1.
Yeah, just for
3
1.
victory points, control any pair.
right,
then
which
2 for
probably isn't
more.
going to happen. Yeah.
Which yeah. So that puts him up to 60.
I don't think there's any way I score the last part of Master or Restless. Right. Depending on what you do over here, I guess I could always do
Looks like Tyler is conceding on the fact that he can't get the last final master or restless, but they're still trying to figure out how many points here.
Yeah, Tyler could probably score at least 10 points here with a 1-2 and more.
Yep.
It's
He's
that
looking at
one.
10.
It looks like he would just be 1 tactic shy of
Of being able
pulling
to pull
ahead
off.
here. Yeah.
And most of the game, without knowing the points, it really looked like Tyler was in firm control.
Yeah, for a long time, Tyler had the overwhelming presence on the whole table. He was just everywhere. He was boxing stuff in. He was zoning stuff out all over the place. After a while, Steaphan was able to do that crazy retreat moves that we like to see with Idoneth, and he was able to maneuver in such a way. And his positioning with the Sharks was basically perfect from what I understand.
I'm going to grab another chair and we can actually interview these guys here now that we're all done.
That was great, yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to see if we can get our winner, Steaphan, over here, ask him a few questions, and we'll follow up with Tyler after that. Assuming I can figure out how to get the microphone to work.
You could give him this.
Yeah, I can.
You could just swap, yeah.
That works.
Hey, Steaphan. Whenever you're ready. Take your time.
Fame, man, the fame.
This will be you.
Yeah, heavy is the head that wears the crown, man.
Ooh, yeah.
Tyler, nice to meet you, Steaphan.
Tyler, Steaphan, great to meet you, man.
So, you got to feel pretty good about the win, starting off on the long weekend off the rip. So,
yeah, man, it was awesome. It was a great game. Tyler was an awesome opponent. And we were just talking about it too, man. It's always great to just have a game that's close. You never want to. I never want to come in and just wipe people off the floor and make them have a bad game or something like that. So,
of course. Do you think there was a pivotal point in the game specifically that kind of turned it your direction?
He got that extra. I had the double turn opportunity, and then he rolled his dice. He still got it. I could never get the double, which was definitely something I was hoping for. But like we were talking, man, it was like that final turn redeploy 5 inches just to keep my shark all the way up there in the corner, so he's not going to stop me from scoring master or scouting, and it stops him from scoring the next step of scouting too. And then he can't hop on that objective, so
Absolutely.
I still keep the one for final turn. But yeah.
So, with your team, was this the matchup you were hoping to get out of the group?
It was one definitely kind of trying for. I would say some of the others, maybe like the Ogre Monster Truck list, just because I've got so much anti-monster tech that I'm working with.
Yeah, the Sharks could be scary for that, for sure.
He's got a lot of monsters too, Tyler did, but I just deal a little bit, and then they heal it right back.
It is tough. It is tough.
Yeah.
Well, good luck in the next round, and congratulations on your win here. Do you know how your team finished out overall?
I just kind of saw a few of the scores. It looked like we were doing pretty well. So.
Heck yeah. Well, good luck out there.
Thanks, man.
For
I
being
appreciate
on stream.
it. Definitely.
Appreciate you guys, man.
See if he wants to.
Oh, yeah, I got
chat with you. You can talk to him. Yeah, you have a chat with him.
All right. We're going to try to get Tyler Jenkins in on this, too. All right. For you. All right. We're here. Yeah, you're good. Cool. All right. Nice to meet you. I'm Sean.
Nice
that
to
was a
meet you.
great
I'm
game to
Tyler.
watch. So I came in about halfway through. I think I stepped in around bottom of round 2, so I only saw like the second half of the game.
Yeah.
But from what I saw, the positioning was top notch from both players. So initially we had you had your Barrow Knights on the center here, and those were a huge anvil piece because I think it was either the top of 1 or the bottom of 2. He decided to go in on them with all the eels basically.
Yeah, I think they're the best tar pit in the game right now. The Barrow Knights, I've had them get killed down to 1 model on turn 1, and then 2 turns later, you're back to full.
Right. It's like because you're getting 2 models per player turn even, because invocation plus end of turn. So you get that double dose of getting a whole model back. So they really pretty MVPs for me, at least on your side.
They for sure. Them in the hand and the gash.
The hand was crazy because I saw down here you had strung out that final 6-pack of eels for like at least 2 or 3 combats with that 4-up. Keeping them in place was huge.
Yeah, it was really good, and this was only my second time playing IDK.
Right.
And so it was really new to me. It was really fun. He was a great opponent. I'd play him anytime. This is my first time running this exact list, too, for my army, so we're just having fun, and I missed a couple charges early that could have swung it in my favor, but that's how it goes. It's a dice game,
Of course.
So, but it was a blast. I loved it. Having a 3-point difference is perfect.
Yeah, ending, what was it, 57-60?
57-60, yeah. So
such a close game. It really came down to, I was watching a couple priorities, could swing the game either way.
Yep.
And then that final redeploy, the 5 inches, because you set up the Vargeist for that 9-inch charge initially, trying to get that final objective, and then comes out with it. So it really just shut it down.
I was kind of hoping he'd completely kill the bats. So on my phase, I could just run over and dump them on the objective.
Right.
With my resurrection, but it didn't happen.
Right.
So, but it was great.
Sweet. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your
Yeah,
time.
of course.
That was
Thanks for having me.
That was
Have
a great game
rest
to
of the
watch.
day.
Will do.